Well, hello everyone, Dylan here. Happy Throwback Thursday, and the rotation leads us to a Lego Pirates of the Caribbean review, and this one's on the London Escape from 2011, of course. So on the front of the box here, we which have the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides logo, since these were out for the release of Stranger Tides, fourth movie, of course. And then that interesting border of a map and Jack Sparrow, and the Disney logo, of course. Well, and of course, same with like the Lone Ranger sets that were out 2 years later. But yeah, and then a large picture of everything going on in action, and a poster inside, of course, and then all the minifigs included, and recommended ages 7 to 14. Set number 4193 has 463 pieces. And now onto the back side of the box. Do have another showing positioning of the set, and also all the features of it, and lego.com, and the logos again. And that's about it with the box there. And so now onto the instruction manuals, which there's two of in this set, of course. There's the first one of which on the back is Ad for the Online Survey, Evil Wing Kid, which appeared on a lot of manuals, of course. And then application and ad for the Lego Club. And then advertisement for all the posters that came with most or all of the sets at the time. And the last building sets for one of the carriages, of course. Then as for manual number 2 of which is on the back advertisement for the video game that there was, and for Alien Conquest theme there, and then all the pieces that come with the set, which is actually 2 pages, and then the last building sets for the rest of it. And then also do get this Josh and Me Gibbs special card with a little code on the backside that you enter onto the Lego website, which this code and all no longer valid, and of course. And then next to it, you get this big, large poster, which they did do with some Star Wars sets 2 years later. Well, since I have it all molded out. As you see, quite nice pic of some bits of the set in action. And then onto the other side of it. With a kind of interesting part of Jack Sparrow, and also Lego stud and brick on there, and pretty much some bit of the map-like thing from the movies. And of course, most of the minifigs included in some of the sets on there, and also large Lego plate and Disney logo on top, of course. So of course, these posters, of which quite nice to be here, of course. And of course, all of this, which kind of a sign of the times, where you got a little bit extra in a set, of course. And so now on to the minifigs included. So first off, we have an exclusive variant of Jack Sparrow, or I mean kind of exclusive, which also came in the White Cap Bait set as well. And of course with the hairpiece, which is similar to the one that's in most of the sets, but with the captain's cap molded onto it, of course. Since of course this theme was kind of a bit ahead of the time, and also had with for specific pieces for figs. Well, as which might have been what started such things, but yeah. And of course, wielding the classic sword piece, and also a about 1 by 1 tile piece with the compass on it, of course. And next to which we have a horse coach driver or coachman, of course, which with the classic pirate cap piece on there, and face printing definitely useful with some other various figs, and torso printing also useful there, and of course having a, a cape-like piece that are kind of the more thicker material for that. But not only leg printing, of course. And then center, which we have Josh and Me Gibbs for that, which, as you see, has the same exact ponytail piece as Will Turner kind of did in some of the sets, but in darkish gray for that. And the face printing, quite nice, which quite nice, well fitting to the in movie appearance, and also torso printing, quite good, which you can definitely use in some of like French Revolution figs. Same with all these minifigs in this set, and wearing handcuff pieces there. And then the last two figs, which being King George's officer, which with a red coat on, and of course having the tassel kind of piece on there, and also a sword holder piece in white, of course. Then, and face printing quite good for that, and of course the classic cap piece with a, a knight's plume piece in red, of course. And then lastly, which is one of King George's soldiers, of course. And kind of similar torso printing, but a little different. But also the shoulder tassels in blue for that, and same hat piece there. And of course, both of which wielding the short and long muskets, of course. And as for the back sides of each of them, so only Jack Sparrow and Gas and Me. Well, both Jack Sparrow and Josh and Me Gibbs. Which both of which the only ones in the set with double-sided faces for that. And also as for Coachman, also it's like back torso printing for that. But as for King George Soldier here, it was kind of interesting seeing a knapsack printed on the back torso piece, although could have worked out as an actual piece for that, but whatever. And that's about, oh whoops. And so now that's about it for the 5 minifigs included. And for first up for the builds is this little table here, which is just 2 ridge bricks and a 2x4 plate in black, and also a couple of bottle pieces, and and of course a couplet kind of piece on there, and that's about it there. Other which is one with a 2x3 plate, and also these holders and the barrel piece with kind of a tap piece put onto there, and of course representing like a barrel of beer or rum or something, but whatever. And of course that's about it there. And first off, for one of the horse carriages, we each have this kind of smallish one, which kind of similar and almost like some open carriages we oftentimes get with like castle sets and earlier pirate sets, of course. But of course, a little different for this set here, of course. Like first of which we have this kind of the classic horse piece with interesting printing to it, where only the head can move up and down, and also not only movement in the back legs, which of course they improved for 2013 with the Lone Ranger theme, obviously. Of course, on these kind of pieces here that go into that piece to there, and then as for the coach here or the carriage here, of course, using the classic carriage pieces as go into there, and then one side which has a shovel and a whip to there. And then the other side which have a little lantern on there. And then as for this top part, which is comprised of mostly studs, jagged slopes, and cheat slopes, but to obviously represent charcoal or coal in there. But whereas for the main feature is pushed down on this part and flips up, and it has little flames coming up for that to represent it catching fire, of course. Yes, and I guess that's about it. Hang on. And of course, how the whole build itself, which just regular by one bricks, and of course with inverted jagged slopes on there, and also in both ways to add much room for that. And that's about it with this carriage. And now onto this other carriage, which was quite larger and also nicely built, and of course kind of similar to some we see with some earlier castle sets, since of it be like fully enclosed and such. So as for the horse piece here, same exact classic horse piece, which but in dark brown, of course, and same movement for the head, of which same piece is connected there, but unlike the other one, can swivel at the front wheels, of course, and also, of course, have the wheel pieces, but in dark brown, of course, nice to see there, and also enough room, or well, with 4 studs, which to sit your coachman minifig into. And of course, behind him are a pair of clips, one of which holding a whip and also a musket, of course. And of course, the color scheme consisting of dark green, black, and dark brown. Kind of an interesting color scheme to be seen on something. And also tap pieces with a random trans yellow cylinder piece, but representing a pair of lanterns, of course. And then also on one side have these car hood pieces used as the doors and are on clip hinges where you can like pull on out, and then room to walk up into it, and also enough room to sit a minifig into. And then farther back side of which the larger wheel pieces, and also a little treasure chest piece, but you can like take that off and look inside. Got the classic Lego coins and gold bar piece in gold, of course. And as for the top part of which is just a couple of long plates and also a few tiles on there. But what you can do with it is you can like take a minifig, put them on there, and then just tap on this and let them fling right off. And it does fling off quite a good distance. And so at least a good bit of fun to add in from some other carriages, of course. And so now that is about it with this carriage here. And now on to the main part of it is this building, which as you can see, quite interesting from the front part of which, but also there's quite a bit more from the back side of which, with a sneak peek right now. which like some Lego playset kind of builds can be like. So as for this exterior, which does have the little torch on here, and also castle windows that there are, and held by little archways, and another different kind of one of it, and then rounded door here, and also a little sign or a flag piece used for a sign, which if you can kind of focus in, being captain's daughter, of course. Or being on more jagged slopes on there, but also on this side of it, and also back to this. It's actually on a pair of hinges, so you can angle it out a bit, either like that or maybe like this, so it's like a little enclosed for that, or just like there's a bit of angularness to it, but whatever. And so further up, which some of the same stuff going on there, but then this one side of which a couple of little column pieces used as part of a chimney and leading up to these jagged slopes with cylinders on them. And then this lower part of which as with these little hinges with brown plate or tiles are for it, is for you to like pull on down, and it's a little escape hatch for them. And, so, but as for the interior part of it, which is barely much of anything going on, like you can see like a little torch kind of bit here, and also a few jagged slopes on here, and with a which where you can take a barrel piece on it and just let it rest on there, of course. And then a little farther up, which have a sticker tile piece with a ship on it, and also the classic sextant piece, and also a little bucket, and also the earlier rat piece and spider piece, of course. Well, at least until they got updates in a little while later, of course. And then this other side, which barely much of anything, but except for another torch, of course. And also to say is a few jagged slopes on here, and also a angled few plates with grilled pieces on them, acting as window and shingles on there, of course. As they gather everything. And so now on to the final verdict. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, so overall, I think this is which a really good set, or a quite fun, good set. Really good set for that. Like you do get a variant of Jack Sparrow, which does come in a couple other sets of that, but also get two carriages, which we barely see much in sets. So, and also, and as for the two British soldiers of that, which quite nice to get there if you were to make a Revolutionary War kind of mock or whatever. Right. Same with this whole set as well. But as for the $50 that it was back in 2011, I say still quite really was quite good for at the time. But nowadays, despite being a lot more of which, still quite worth it for that. And of course, good to have an exclusive fig of Josh and Me Gibbs yet again. And also, whereas the carriages, especially the dark green ones, does work out as a good parts pack of dark green, of course. of course, good to have two horses in a set, which doesn't happen very much, or barely much happens, of course. And since, of course, this set, which quite kind of a sign of the times, where it got plenty of stuff going on for a good price point for that. And what else is there? Not much, but yeah. And now, if any of you are still have this set from back in the day, well, I hope you had some good memories of it. And for those of you who haven't and are still looking to get this set, I'd say definitely pick it up if you can. Like on eBay, Bricklink, Mercari, whatever. And that's about it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.